All right. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Friday and happy 4th of July to everyone here across the Tennessee Valley. It's digital host A.J. Wuest welcoming you back to Before the Four. Of course, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast, wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your afternoon here. Now, I want to shout out a viewer here across the Tennessee Valley. This was a shot taken by Joy Ballo this morning. She sent it in on Facebook, and of course that is the Saturn V rocket here in the Rocket City at the Space and Rocket Center. Beautiful photo there. You can see the lights are lit up, the red, white, and blue, but awesome photo there from Joy Ballo. Thank you so much for sending that in. But we have an exciting show. We have a lot to jump into this afternoon. So I say, without further ado, we go ahead and start things off. Let's take a look at the weather first for what we can expect over the holiday weekend here in the Tennessee Valley. 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brad Travis lets us know what to expect. Brad?
Well, happy 4th of July, everyone. Not much on the radar. You get north of Thames Ford Lake. We've had an isolated little thunderstorm there. Everything tracking to the west and pretty much leaving the forecast alone. About a 10% chance of a shower today and probably less than that tomorrow. Very busy out on the area lakes. Here's Lake Guntersville here just around 3:15 this afternoon. Again, another look at the radar. So far, things going pretty much as forecast. We expect the same tomorrow. Should see dry conditions for fireworks out there this evening. I'm sure we've got a lot going off out there. The day works, we call them. The night works, they're on the way. It's hot. 93 in the Huntsville metro area, feeling close to 100 degrees. Next 12 hours, we start to slowly cool off after sunset, but it's still 80 degrees at 10 o'clock tonight. Over the next 3 days, more heat on the way. 95 tomorrow, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday. A better chance for some isolated showers and storms as we get into Monday, and our rain chances will increase next week. We'll talk about that coming up today at 4, 5, and 6.
But now a story out of DeKalb County. The murder charges against a Grove Oak man have now been dropped. Keith Sullivan, that's who you're seeing on screen, was arrested and charged with the murder of his neighbor, Gregory Bagwell. In Sullivan's words, before the trial, Bagwell fired a gun in the neighborhood near his home. Hours later, Bagwell started to yell, threatening neighbors and vandalize his own property before crossing over to Sullivan's property. Sullivan said he stepped out of his home to see Bagwell drape his left arm over his porch, but he said his right arm was out of view. When Bagwell moved his shielded arm, Sullivan shot him before he, quote, feared for his life, and that he feared that he would be armed. He had an immunity hearing on the matter, claiming that he shot and killed Bagwell in self-defense. Immunity was not granted for Sullivan because Bagwell was hit by gunfire 7 times out of the 8 times Sullivan fired. After a week of witness statements and testimonies during the trial, a DeKalb County judge declared a mistrial after the jury deadlocked. Nearly 4 months later, the district attorney's office filed a motion to dismiss the charges against Sullivan. But now yesterday, the House officially passed the big, beautiful bill, and it now heads to President Trump's desk. But what does that mean for the hundreds of thousands of Alabamians who receive SNAP benefits? 48's Nick Ballinger works to answer that question.
What President Donald Trump deems the big, beautiful bill will soon hit his desk and with the stroke of a pen be signed into law. Policy advocates in Alabama are looking at one key area that could be affected: your SNAP benefits.
Anything that affects SNAP participation hurts those people directly.
For decades, SNAP benefits have been federally funded, but that will shift to some states' responsibility with this bill. If signed into law, whether a state pays for SNAP benefits will be entirely based on its error rate. That's the percentage of benefits that states get wrong when distributing food stamps, either giving too much or too little. According to the USDA, in 2024, Alabama's error rate was 8.32, with the state overpaying 7.3% of the time. That's one of the lowest in the country. But it comes in over the bill's 6% benchmark, meaning Alabama would be on the hook for paying around $103 million in food benefits to low-income families.
We've always been real proud of our low error rate. And so we feel like we're being penalized for doing our jobs well.
That's added on top of the $35 million increase in administration cost.
I honestly don't know where they're going to get that money from.
The added work requirements to qualify for SNAP may leave some turning to other ways to put food on the table, like utilizing food banks like Manor House in Huntsville.
You have some people that get $10 in SNAP, and that's it. And so they come here because they don't have any help. The government isn't able to provide that for them now.
Its executive director, Fran Fluhler, says a majority of the customers have jobs and aren't on food stamps. But more people struggling to make ends meet can put a strain on nonprofits already reliant on donations.
We always need donations. The Lord always supplies. He stirs somebody's heart to go out and buy a bunch of peanut butter or buy some size 4 diapers.
And now with the story, in case you missed it, members of a Sheffield congregation are reflecting after their church, which stood for 82 years, sadly went up in flames Wednesday afternoon. 48's Aria Pons with more details on that church fire.
700,000 gallons of water and 20 hours of fighting a fire later, this is all that stands of an 82-year-old church loved by its congregation.
When I first heard about the church on fire, my heart was just broke.
When husband and wife Vernon and Charlotte Evans first got the call around noon on Wednesday about the fire, they were hopeful. They believed it would only take a year to get back in and rebuild. However,
about an hour later, it just, man, they couldn't do nothing with it. And then I think once it got on up into the attic, that it just took off.
Sheffield Fire Chief Matt Mothershed says they finally decided to pull his firefighters back when the ceiling started caving in. But church members and the pastors say they're very thankful for the firefighters and for the community.
You know, it is truly a blessing to have the city, the people, the community to come together and see that we're in need and give us help. You know, like this. I mean, it's unreal.
They're left without a permanent residence, but the owners of a local apartment building, Park Place, donated space for free until they can land back on their feet. The Evanses say they will always cherish the memories here.
But it's just a building. You know, this is not our church. This is just a building. Our church will be somewhere else now.
It's just a lot of memories, a lot of good memories. I thought of my pew I sat on. I thought of, I got saved here. I got the Holy Ghost here, but God did it. The church didn't do it, but it's a building, I know that. But it's so much connection to it over the years.
The state fire marshal is investigating this fire, and their preliminary results point to an accidental electrical fire. Reporting in Sheffield, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
And we also learned of another fire that happened in the Shoals area on Wednesday. 3 dogs survived a fire that heavily damaged a house in Muscle Shoals. Fire crews responded to the fire on Ashby Circle Wednesday night. Fire Chief John Hyde says the crew first arrived, flames were already coming through the roof in 2 separate areas. He says Sheffield Fire aided with their ladder, truck, and crews, while Tuscumbia crews assisted by handling another call that came in while they were on the scene. He says it took about an hour and a half to bring the fire under control with 20 to 25 personnel on the scene. 3 dogs were inside the home. 1 of the dogs made its way out of the home on its own. Another was found quickly upon entry, and the 3rd one was found during a secondary search after the fire was more under control. The owner of the home says the 3rd dog is still in the animal hospital, but all the dogs survived. Fortunately, no other injuries were reported. The cause of the fire is unknown and is currently under investigation. But now we are going to head to break, but coming up after the break, an awesome 4th of July festival you can check out in Athens. It's just one of the many events happening here in the Tennessee Valley and highlighting a very strong 10-year-old in Falkville. It's all ahead. I'll be right back in 1 minute. All right, well, hello and welcome back to Before the Four. Now, if you're looking to have a good time and celebrate the 4th tonight, one thing you can do is head on out to Athens, where they're putting on their inaugural Red, White, and Boom Festival at Athens Sportsplex, and of course, fireworks tonight at Athens Middle School. That will be at 9 p.m. We spoke with Athens Tourism and Chamber President Pammy Jamar all about it. Take a listen.
Oh my gosh, it is a huge day today.
What's gonna happen?
And happy 4th, everyone. Okay. Today we are having an inaugural Red, White, and Boom Festival. So we want people to come out to the Sportsplex. It starts at 5 p.m. We'll have food trucks, Battle of the Bands, and we'll have over 20 vendors here, and we always talk about shop local, so come on out and support these local vendors and all the amazing food trucks. We've got ice cream, we've got food, and especially ice cream because it's hot to take that heat away from you.
What about fireworks?
Oh my gosh, fireworks. Fireworks are gonna culminate the festival at 9 p.m. You guys know the fireworks will start. So definitely it's gonna be red, white, and boom, a lot of boom. So come out and support the festival, bring your family, bring your friends, and also you'll still be able to see our beloved Athens Limestone County Red, White, and Boom.
That's all I need.
Yes, and again, that is the Red, White, and Boom Festival in Athens at the Athens Sportsplex this afternoon. Go check it out, and you can find all the 4th of July events going on in the Tennessee Valley right now on our website. Just go to WAFF.com. Well, now check this out. A 10-year-old in Falkville is certainly raising the bar, quite literally. For the second time, she has competed in the USA National Weightlifting Championships in Colorado Springs. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy spoke with the very strong young lady. Let's take a look.
It's a really good feeling. I really don't think about that much though. I just do what I do and it's really fun.
Raylan Mergen started Olympic weightlifting when she was only 7 years old. Her love for weightlifting started after she started working out with her parents. That's when her mom, Janelle Mergen, found her a coach.
We wanted her to do it correctly. So everything with us was starting and teaching her correct form. We didn't want her to hurt herself.
For the past 3 years, Raylan has been training hard to become a strong weightlifter. So strong that she can now deadlift about 175 pounds. She tells me that the competitions are an exciting time for her.
I really don't get nervous. I'm just really excited, and then you meet a lot of people while you're back there training, and it's just really fun.
Her mother, meanwhile, feels a little bit differently.
It's super exciting to see her, but you just want to see her work pay off. You don't want to see her get hurt. You know, she's doing heavier weight than she normally does. So I'm over here like a little nervous wreck, and she is just completely locked in.
During the recent national competition, Raylan had to do a clean and jerk with the bar. She won silver in the clean and jerk and a silver medal overall.
She's a complete natural. Our biggest thing was that she always had fun and that she does it safely. So it's been great to see her grow as an athlete and get more complex and more confident in herself.
Way to go. That is what I am talking about. And now let's head into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Following up with the family of the shooting victim in Hartselle who sadly lost her life yesterday. 48's Noah Cowell will have more on that coming up, more on the truck in a Fayetteville, Tennessee home last night, and finally kitchen cops. Get all the latest scores from across the Tennessee Valley coming up, and these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And now it is that time. It is time for Facebook fun and our 48 Facebook question of the day. How are you celebrating the 4th of July? And let's see what you all are doing here in North Alabama. How are you celebrating? Mark Greathouse is at the pool. I do not blame you. It is hot outside. Shelly said she is visiting New York City, seeing a Yankees game, fireworks, and a Broadway show. That sounds like a good time to me. George said barbecue and shooting some fireworks. Spending the 4th right. That is what I'm talking about. Ryan Green, he is at the beach. Lucky. You are one of several of our viewers who are at the beach right now, and I am very jealous. Thank you for commenting. Troy said fireworks. You got to have fireworks. This is the day for that. Absolutely, Troy. Thank you for commenting. Patricia said, sitting at home, enjoying my freedom to do just that. That's right. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to you too, Patricia. And that is incredible. Sounds like you all are having a great 4th of July so far. That is just about it for today's Before the 4. I hope you all enjoyed tonight's evening newscast. Stay safe tonight, but make sure you're having fun while doing it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You all have a great night.